What on earth has happened? In these past 14 months, everything changed so quickly. I remember thinking back then, the Chinese got bad luck. Now I can't even drink beer with my friends. With about 153 million confirmed cases, COVID is destroying our society. Around 2% of these are deaths, which make them 3.2 million. COVID is probably going to be the worst pandemic the Earth has seen. In the last 100 years, there was the Spanish flu, with a little bit over 100 years ago, in 1918 to 1920, with around 17 to 100 million deaths. HIV, with 35 million deaths still going, and the third plague pandemic with 12 to 15 million deaths. The high contagiousness of COVID is terrifying. For example, the growth curve of COVID in India right now, with around 400,000 confirmed cases per day, 20 million total. You must take the healthcare system into consideration. But quite surprisingly, the death rate is only around 1% right now. I really hope to get the new cases in control. Limited social contacts like clubs, bars, and other similar establishments are compared to these first world problems. But seen on a bigger scale, these of course are an economic disasters, with many smaller to middle-sized companies having to close down. The bigger companies have here a major advantage, with advanced delivery systems, better online availability, etc. We even must have curfews. I thought they only exist in dystopian movies, like 1984. But well, here we are having the most of our contact with people at work, with the family, or over the internet. Pre-COVID, I have never had an online meeting, and now I even had 3 just in this week. But yeah, perspectives change. Is it weird for anyone else to see people in movies or other countries shopping without masks, training, or even just basic human interaction like shaking hands? Just 1 year ago, I would have never imagined how much my perspective will change. I went from partying every weekend to staying at home. Well, I was forced to. Maybe it's not all that bad. I started playing video games and to read and a few other things that I've never had the energy to do, but it interests me. I think doing what you enjoy is always a good idea. Whether you are good at them or not is a different story. But if you enjoy and do them, you will get good at them. This obviously doesn't happen overnight. But does it have to? With enough time management and setting priorities, you will always find time. COVID or mutations of it will probably stick around for a long time. At least in my opinion, there is no end in sight. I hope vaccines are going to be the long-time solution with a roughly 80% protection rate. I don't know why the companies producing these are so in question. If you live on this planet, you're probably vaccinated. Have you ever questioned what company produced your HPV vaccine? No, nobody does that, or even had the idea to compare them. Even though we all know that some people died of the side effects. Just think about it. Now everyone is discussing if this vaccine is better than the other or vice versa. It is ridiculous how subjectively some people argue. They are so easily influenced by the media, which a lot of times just wants publicity. Think for yourself. Build your own opinion critical thinking is key to actually knowing things and not just speculating about them or even just creating rumors. You are responsible for what you believe and say. It is not just that you influence yourself, you influence your whole surrounding. So, let's come to the productive part of the video. Here are 3 tips, or how I think you will get through this time. Do your hobbies. For me, it was training, gaming, and reading, for which I just didn't have the time to do them before. Try out new stuff. Making videos, maybe a blog. If you love beer, you could try a home brewing kit. And go outside is the 3rd tip. This might sound stupid coming from a 21-year-old, but I really enjoy just taking a walk sometimes, clearing my head, just not doing anything specifically other than walking and thinking. So do you have any tricks and tips that you want to share? See you soon.